Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how to create this look, keep watching. So we're feeling summer vibes today because it is sunny outside and we're not allowed out. No, it's sunny outside, so it's quite nice to do something summery and just a little pick-me-up. So I've already done one eye off camera as always, and my brows. As always, I'll be starting off with the P.Louise base in the shade 02. So I'm going to take this in on a flat concealer brush. This is just one from So Eco. We're just going to start by patting that all over the lid. Then we're just going to blend those edges out with a fluffy brush. God, this is just making my face look redder. So today I'm going to be using the P.Louise Secret Sinner palette. I love this palette because it's so versatile. You've got like bright colours, nudes, you can do quite a lot with it. Because we're working with bright colour today, we are going to be doing things a little backwards. So trust the process, bear with me. So with bright coloured looks, I like to work from dark to light rather than light to dark with the shadows. Just because I find the colour payoff tends to be like a lot brighter and a lot better. So the first shadow we're going to go in with is this one here. This is called Mineralised. It's like a muted fuchsia pink kind of colour. So we're going to take that one on a pencil brush. This is just a Morphe MB18 brush. And we are going to stamp that into the shape that we want. So looking straight ahead, I'm just going to stamp directly above where my eye opens. Because my eyes are quite hooded, I have to take my cut crease and everything higher. So I'm creating that illusion of a bigger, wider eye, which means when I'm placing my colours, I have to be a little bit more specific of where they go. So I'm stamping my colour just above where my eye opens, just so you can see it. If I look straight ahead, you can see that darker colour. And we are going to stamp and create that shape first with that colour. Once you're happy with that colour intensity, we're going to go back in around the edges and we're just going to like sort of fluff them out. So we're just going back around those edges, very light pressure, and just blurring them slightly. The next colour we're going to go in with is Dreamy, which is a nice bright orange shade. So we're taking that orange shade on a sort of small pencil fluffy brush. It's a really odd brush, but I love this brush. And we're just going to work that sort of, you're half on the pinky colour and half on the skin. Just working that in and blending out that like purpley pink shade. So the next shade we're going to go in with is this bright yellow shade, which is called Climax. And we're taking that on a small fluffy brush. So we're just taking that on the edges of that orange just to blend them out. You want to use really light pressure and really small circular motions. So now that we've placed all our colours and given them like a little bit of a blend, we're going to go back in with all the colours just to intensify them, make them lovely and bright and stand out really nice. Once we're happy with the blend, we're going to go in and cut the crease with some P.Louise base. So as you can see on this eye, I've taken my crease higher than my natural crease, just so when my eyes are open you can still see the lovely bit of glitter. My little tip when doing a cut crease is you need to know where you need to place your shadows so they don't transfer. So I like to take a little bit of my base and just pop it along the lash line and take a good look up. And then as you can see, that's imprinted a line. So I know that I need to take mine just slightly above that so it doesn't transfer. When I say transfer, it means I don't want, so any colours that I put on the lid, so for example this yellow here, if I hadn't taken that higher, it would then imprint into the other shadows like above, just because I've got a hooded eye. If you've got like a deep set eye or your crease is visible when your eye's open, you won't have this problem. Oh, I can't do that and talk. So I always start with cutting my crease in the centre of the eye. So just use the curved edge of your flat concealer brush. Use that to stamp the cut crease sort of shape where you want it. The concentration to do this. Once you are happy with the shape of your cut crease, we're just going to pat over that with a fluffy brush. I'm just using the one I used for concealer earlier. Just removes any excess of the base from the centre of the eye. Try not to touch your line that you've created. So we're going to use the brush that we used for the orange. I haven't put any more product on there. I've just kept it just what was on there. And we're going to blend that base, but we're going to blend from the colour shadow, and we're going to work that back into the base just to create a seamless blend so we don't have a harsh line between the base and then the shadows. So really lightly just blending those edges in. So we're going to take that yellow shade on a packing brush and just pat that into the centre of the lid. And we're just going to build up that colour intensity. So to blend that yellow out, we're going to go back in with the orange and then the pink shade just to blend it seamlessly together. A little trick that I like to do when doing a cut crease like this, I like to use a small little detailed, is it focusing? There it is. Little detailed liner brush, and take the darker shade and just pop it above that crease line, and it'll intensify the contrast between the lighter shade and the dark. For a little bit of sparkle and a little bit more detail, we're going to go in with the Collection Glam Crystals. This is like a glitter liner type thing. And this is in the shade Funk, which is, it's like a goldy colour. And we're just going to do that little detail line along the top of the cut crease. So I like to decant a little bit onto the back of my hand, you can see. Just because I find it's easier to work with when trying to do sort of a precise line. I'm going to dip the tip of the brush into the product on the back of my hand, and then I can't talk when I'm doing this, so we're just going to pop it along that cut crease line. I like using these collection ones because they're really inexpensive and they're really good. Like, they do the same ones sort of type thing in Urban Decay, the heavy metals, and they're really similar. So you need really, really light pressure for these, otherwise you'll find that you'll get a really thick line. So to get that nice thin line, just barely touch the skin. So I'm going to take a wipe and just clean up under those eyes, just because we're using a bright colour. I don't want it to mix with any like base or concealer or anything. Right, we're going to move on to the under eyes now. So I'm just going to go in with some P.Louise base again. This is the same So Eco brush, but a different clean one, because I just didn't want to use the same one because it had gone a little bit pink from doing the cut crease, and I didn't fancy having all pink under my eyes. Just literally tap in just a little bit of that right under that lower lash line. God, doesn't that make my face look even more red? And my eyes look really green. For our under eyes, what goes up must come down. We're going to use another little trick of mine. So for the waterline, we're going to use that yellow colour just to make it really pop. So if you haven't got any coloured eyeliners, what I like to do is I go in with the NYX Jumbo pencil in the white. So we're going to take that on a detailed brush and pop that in the waterline. And then I'm going to take just a flat angle brush and just pat some eyeshadow on top of that, and it'll really bring out the colour. we have 2 yellow waterlines. Because I've just put liner in my waterline, I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face and come back and do my lashes last, just to give my eyes a bit of a break. For foundation today, we're going in with the NARS Radiant Natural Longwear foundation. So in my last video, I tried this out for the first time. I don't know, I'm not convinced yet. I find other makeup artists love this, but for me, it's quite thin. I'm used to I like quite a thick consistency foundation. Taking that on a Real Techniques multitasking brush. We're just gonna buff that in all over the skin. We're gonna cover up all that redness. Oh, look at it. That's why people never realise how much like red pigmentation and stuff I've got in my skin. God, now we look all one colour, because my top's yellow as well. I do love the finish of this foundation. It gives off a lovely finish, but it's just not what I'm used to working with. I think I'll get used to it though. For concealer, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me, just because I like the way it sat with the foundation last time. I'm just going to blend that out with just a little fluffy brush today. I'm going to set that concealer down with just some RCMA no colour powder. Comes in like a big bottle like this, and it goes everywhere, like it's already all over me. Set under those eyes. Set that forehead, my lip. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with my favourite MAC Dark Tan in the Mineralised Skin Finish. We're just going to take that on just an angle brush. I like to take a really small amount and just really start off lightly and build up that colour, rather than go in with one oosh big dark streak. Because we're going for a bolder makeup look today, I'm going to bake down the contour lines just to make them a bit stronger and add a bit more structure to my face. Whilst that contour's baking, I'm going to go in with some blush. I'm going to use this shade here, which is from MAC, and it's called Peaches. Now we've finished the blush, we're just gonna rub away that bake underneath that contour. Just removing any excess powder. There we go, nice cheekbones. For lips, we're gonna take the Huda Beauty Lip Contour in the shade Venus. In the centre of the lip, I'm going to add some of the MAC lip glass in the shade Coral of the Wind. So to finish off, before popping on some lashes, I'm just going to pop on some highlight for Doll Beauty in the shade Shine Bright. I'm just going to go ahead off camera and pop on some mascara and some lashes, and I'll be back. So I'm back with some mascara, some lashes. We're just going to set the face with some Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I love this because it really just locks everything in. Oh, This is the finished look. I'll do a close-up of the eyes for you as well. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.